Right. So, hey guys, I hope you're doing good. So, my name is Roshan, and in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can add an additional 30K per month to your clothing brand um, in 3 to 6 months with clothing organic growth. Basically, without spending a dime on advertising, you can make it to 30K per month with predictability and consistent sales. If you just follow this framework and the strategies I'm about to share in this video. So this strategy is not something that I have learned or saw other people doing. It's personally something that I have done and come up with myself and have been able to serve multiple clothing brands and help them reach their goals by just applying what going to talk about in this video. So I hope you find a lot of value. Go ahead, grab a pen and a paper and start taking some notes because the stuff in here is juicy stuff, right? So it is directly pulled up from the clothing fast track framework. So if you don't already know, it is a framework that we have come up with by serving multiple clothing brands. So yes, without any further delays, let's jump right in. So first is the offer building, right? So what is an offer? So basically, you have to make a good offer in order for your customers even to consider making a purchase. So how do you make a good offer? First, specific sub niche and target market. So you have to research which sub niche are you going to target. Clothing, yes. What in clothing, right? So if it's like, let's say, a basketball niche in clothing, someone who loves basketballs, that's who I avatars. In basketball, is there a way you can sub niche below that as well? See and sub niche as much as possible because it will help you with targeting the right people and really speak to their desires and wants and likes and dislikes and target market research. So once you have your sub niche and you know exactly who your target market is, you will then start researching on them and basically figure out everything about them, like their likes, dislikes, what do they look up to in their free time, what do they do, when they're happy the most, what excites them, what repels them, what motivates them. Like everything, basically know your customers more than they know themselves, right? And once you know every single thing about your customer, and I usually recommend grab a whiteboard, put everything onto the whiteboard about your ideal customers, and then do the research, right? And once you know everything about your target market, that's when you can come up with desired designs which your market likes and not something that you think they might like, right? So you have to come up with the clothing designs, the brand story, the brand concept, all of that, depending on what your ideal customers would love watching. So that's that. And once you have this part figured out, next is the brand storytelling, right? Because you have to understand, I say this time and time again, humans buy with emotions and justify with logic. So make sure you have a brand story that people would instantly resonate with, instantly would evoke an emotion in them, and then they would go ahead and make that purchase without anything else, right? So just think about it. The last time you got an iPhone, like everybody wants to have the new iPhone that is newly launched, not because it has a bunch of good features, it just evokes an emotion in them. So really think deep and hard about how you can come up with a brand story that is first genuine and second applies to your target market and make sure to have it in both text and video form. If not, there are some people who would prefer text than video, some would prefer video than text. So make sure you talk to both these people in the ways they want to hear your brand story. So let me tell you a brand story that I personally came across. I'm not sure the brand's name exactly, but it was some number and called Collective, right? So the brand story was pretty awesome. It really evoked the strong emotion in me personally. So the story was there are certain people, right? Mostly the teenagers who have big dreams, have extraordinary vision, do not settle for less, hate the mediocre mentality, and these people always go above and beyond what everyone else thinks to be normal, and then they talk about it, their big dreams, they push through and do all of the hard things, and while they are in the building phase, everyone around them, the society starts to make fun of them and does not really take them seriously, and basically all all of do that bully kind of thing and stuff. And once these same people go ahead and achieve their biggest dreams that they were after, all of a sudden, all of these other people that were criticizing them in the first place start talking about things such as how they met you in the first place, right? So it was a pretty strong, emotion that it really evoked a strong emotion in me at least. And the next thing, guess what I did? I watched that brand story video and then I go ahead and make that purchase. So that's the power of a brand story, right? Because nobody buys into the designs. Don't get me wrong. Everybody loves designs, but that's not the thing they buy into. They are sold on your story, then comes the design or anything else. So make sure you have a very compelling story, right? And next is the brand credibility. I can't stress this enough. Credibility is the another most important part because you have to understand people buy from brands that already have existing customers, right? So you have to have the credibility, a lot of reviews, brand authority, proof, like all of that. Make sure you have a lot of reviews and testimonials, so it does not be a stopping factor from for your new customers to make a purchase. So that's the entirety about offer building, right? So once you have this down packed, you have set up yourself for success. And the next part is the shorts content, right? And micro influencers. So what is really shorts content? As you can see, a lot of reels, TikTok form videos, the YouTube shorts are super popular right now and are the trend. And you have to be on these type of platforms and post a lot of shorts because it helps with a lot of organic reach. You do not have to spend thousands of dollars on advertising when you can get free traffic without having to spend a dime, right? Just focus on creating a lot of videos because it helps you with two things. First, it builds the brand's reputation online. People would start trusting your brand more. And second is that you get viral and organic growth without having to spend a penny. So it's like hitting two birds with one stone, right? So come up with a lot of content ideas. Again, go back to your offer building phase, figure out who your target audience is and what they might love watching, and start producing content and come up with a lot of ideas. And when it comes to a highly engaging content strategy, there is a full-blown type of strategy that I have personally come up with by testing a lot of different types of content. And if you want access to it, let me know, get enrolled in the program, and I will give you full access to that. And nextly, access to micro influencers. Basically, go ahead, find a bunch of micro influencers that are in your niche, do all of that heavy lifting kind of work and figure out the best influencers because it can really help you with more sales and also help you get your brand out there and get brands get your brand known at the end of the day. Or if you want access to a bunch of micro influencers that might be a good fit for you, just join the program. There's CFT program that I personally coach you on, help you go from 0 to 30K in monthly revenue, and I will give you access to all of these materials as well. So that's that, right? So moving on, the third is the outbound prospecting, basically getting those sales because I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, I have tried organic marketing. I have been posting consistently, but no sales." Yes, why would you get any sales if you are just posting content and expecting people to find you? It's not that easy. Everybody's posting content. How should people really find you? That's the thing, right? So apart from just posting content, you have to do outbound prospecting. So what I mean is basically you have to open your brand's page as the account in which you are posting the consistent content, and then you have to start reaching out to your target audience. Get in front of your ideal customers because if you do not get in front of the people that are your ideal customers, how do you expect them to know about your brand and or let alone make a purchase? You have to get out of that obscurity state and get known in front and get known to the people that are your ideal customers. So basically what we personally do is we have a bunch of trained outbound virtual assistants that are trained on what needs to be done. They go out, find a target audience, send a bunch of messages, like their post, comment, basically we have a full blown strategy around it. If you want, I can also make a video around it. So basically, they do the outbound prospecting like 2, 3 hours every single day consistently, and that helps us get at least 5 to 10 sales on a daily basis with predictability. Now, tell me how you can make the same sales with advertising if you're in the beginning phases. Probably you are going to struggle a lot because you do not have any of the social proof to make your ads work, right? So if you want, you can join our program again. We have access to all the trained appointments, which is assistants that will help you generate consistent traffic to your website. And next is building an audience, right? Nurturing your current people. So social media, consistent posting, you have to constantly be on top of mind and post content every single day to build a strong connection. and stories. These are important because you have to have that constant exposure and be in front of your ideal customers every single day, every single minute, right? And next is engaging with audiences. As you start posting, everybody would start commenting, liking your post. Make sure you have good engagement to turn those, customers into raving fans. And once you have these things figured out, next is the website optimization, right? Because as we start doing all these things, we might obviously drive a lot of traffic to the website, and we have to make sure the website is highly optimized to convert those strangers into a buying customer. So how do you do that? We basically make sure the website is highly optimized. So here's the key difference, right? An optimized website and a good looking website are two different things, right? An optimized website might even be mediocre looking, but it converts a stranger into a sale. While a good looking website is just good looking, it does not do anything apart from that. So we have to make sure the website is fast, loading speed, and it has a good design. Obviously, it should not look like kind of a trash. And the story, this one is huge, as I mentioned, and positioning. How do you position your brand in a way that people would look at it and go ahead, yes, this is the brand I want to buy from, right? So you have to position your brand in such a way. Next is some of the sales tactics, the pricing to increase the like you know conversion rate, the higher or average order value, bundling, upsells, cross-sells, all that good stuff. I can get into the depths of it. It's pretty big subject of its own. And email form, this one is huge because 95% of the people at least that visit your site will not make a purchase in the first time. So you have to understand that and collect every single person's email, as many emails as possible, so you can constantly retarget them through the email marketing sequences. Because if you do not have the email forms in place and the email marketing going on, you are losing 95% and above of your brand's revenue every single day, right? So that brings me on to the next point, which is email marketing. Setting up the strong email flows. Again, I can make a whole new video around this, goes into full depth. And new signups nurture flow, building connection with your new signups, that come onto your email marketing list, and constantly nurturing them with content, and eventually making a call to action to make that sales, right? So this is what the full clothing organic growth looks like, pulled directly from the CFT framework. So if you need any help with implementing any of this, reach out to me. Let's get you enrolled in the program. And if you want a specific video around any of these other topics, feel free to comment down below and I'll make a separate video. So this is really all you need, guys, to go to 30K all the way from zero in monthly revenue for a clothing brand. You do not need paid ads. You don't need any of that, because if you do paid advertising when you're at zero or anything below less than 5K, 10K per month, you're just going to spend a bunch of money and not see any return. Because I have personally experienced that working with more than 30 clothing brands. So yeah, I hope you found some value. Speak soon. Bye.